Welcome to another topper session. This is the first of the topper sessions that we are actually doing for this exam. And this time around, I have Amit with me, Amit Ganwani from Maharashtra. He is special for a couple of reasons. One is I'm actually very glad to interview somebody who's come the hard way. I'm fed up of interviewing these guys who are like born toppers, and every time they talk about they get first before completing PG, they get DM, before completing UG, they get PG like that. So here we have a person who I think will be relatable to many of the students. So at the end of the interviews, majority of the students keep telling me that so he is in some other league, so we are not able to relate. So you do interviews with people who are depressing us basically because then we feel like, yeah, okay, it's not possible. It's somebody else's game. But I think Amit might be able to relate to you. He has actually done his MBBS from KEM, PG from Aurangabad, and actually taken decent number of attempts, 4 attempts to actually clear off this INI nephrology, and also given 2 NEET exams in the middle. He has had poor ranks for NEET, but he's been able to recoup after all that and then give this stellar performance after 4 exams. So, welcoming Amit to the show, and very, very nice and happy to be discussing with you.
A very good evening, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's like a dream come true for me, giving an interview to somebody I've inspired, somebody who has motivated me all throughout. So
I'm
I'm
also
even more
actually
happier today.
yeah, correct. I the first thing I want to ask you is that because as we are nearing this NEET exam, majority of the people actually talk about this very same thing, stress, anxiety, depression, then overcoming that and all that. These things are not actually very relatable to me because as a student, I have not experienced any of these things. Have you actually had that? Because you have given this exam 4 times, and it's not easy to give an exam 4 times. In the middle, you have had 2 NEET exams, and as you said, your rank was not great to recoup and again restart every single time and to keep the motivation consistently going. I know you're working in Nagpur, you have a job, but still at this age, how practically difficult it is.
Sir, to be very honest, seeing your videos, I was always motivated to join nephrology at an institute that you said you will always give an opportunity to learn better. So I
Yeah.
was very sure I wanted to be in particular institute that I've already decided. As my rank was not good, the only choice I had was to attempt again. And
Oh,
when I started preparing for this INI, the goal was very clear to
yeah.
get into the aims. Even if I could not, at least I will be better in medicine if I keep preparing, keep studying. So that will
Yes.
eventually help me in the day-to-day practice as well.
Yeah.
Stress
That's a
was there
huge.
because it was my fourth time. Everybody has expectations, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going all in, this cannot be bothering you back.
That's great. That's, I think, a huge message that you were given in the process as well, because many people just think about the trauma that one undergoes while preparing for the exam, but the knowledge you gain and that puts you in a totally different pedestal altogether, right? As you keep
Exactly,
continuing the
exactly.
preparation. So again, my basic cliche question to start off with, this has been a long time since you are studying, 12 years from MBBS, you've been studying continuously. So how has it been now to actually mature through these 12 years, and what kind of support you've got from your family system? And how is it, because many of the students after 5 years, 6 years in the MBBS, they are almost always stressed about this. How can we keep continuing this revenue kahan se aayega? Where is the earning? How will I manage, and then how will I support my parents? So you, as an elder brother, I think you can also just talk on that. How has that been, and how what kind of mentality should we have as we approach this long, like it's like a marathon, no? More or less like a 10,000 meter race. So how have your approach been?
Sir, I think we keep talking this with reference to academics. I mean, even if I finish DM in next 3 years, this is not the end. We are in a
Exactly,
faculty, we are in a subject where we have to keep learning day in and day out. So it
exactly.
is never going to be an ending procedure.
Yeah,
Journey has been very good. My family, the entire family, my parents, my sister, my wife, all have been
yeah,
very supportive all throughout this journey. Even the added benefit that I got was I always kept working in the institute. So the
yeah.
seniors there, the patients there, and whenever I saw the videos, if I get to see the same patient, I used to discuss with my juniors and colleagues. So that helped me retain more.
Yeah.
And regarding stress, no, it was not. I already knew this is going to be a long journey. We have chosen this. So, I mean, I wanted to finish it on the.
That's a very positive, yeah, very, very positive way of looking at things. I hope many people get inspired out of this and continue to have a very positive outlook. Unfortunately, in present times, we don't see people who talk positively like that. They just tend to maybe compare themselves with their colleagues in school who are into some other profession and probably get depressed that they've not reached anywhere. We even now call it as the mid 20 crisis. It's something which never
Yes,
existed. Yeah, but
yes,
it's something
yes.
very hot now. You can see Insta post, no, mid 20 crisis kind of thing. So my question is, nephrology as a subject is going through a lot of transitions now. It's not the subject that used to be 10 years ago. Over the last 5 years, at least, nephrology has gone through tremendous amounts of transitions. So it's now becoming a skill-based subject. So when it is becoming a skill-based subject, you're coming from a medical background where during our PG course, we are not actually exposed to any kind of procedures per se much. What are your thoughts on that? And you're actually shifting gears now. Does it actually give you some stress that you are shifting gears to more skill-based subject, or you're more excited about doing stuff?
No, sir, I'm more excited because at this level, I still find myself lagging behind in, stepping the bar more. I mean,
Yeah,
managing the patients in much more better way. So I think
yeah,
doing super specialty will help me do that. I mean, I
yeah.
will be better able to stand more details about the subject, which is required in today's this era, this age.
Definitely. I think that's a big point. That see, majority of people who come to AIMS, say for example from PGI, they are doing MD and coming to AIMS. There is nothing exciting them. But when we come from a normal government medical college, after MBBS and PG, and then we go to institute, we are the people who get really excited because for us everything is positive, everything is bonus. It's not
Yes.
like we compare the AIMS with PGI or compare JIPMER with AIMS. We don't compare. So essentially, we
Mm.
are going to institute. I think so that would be really nice. Now, the other thing about nephrology is, of course, the fact that nephrology is not a single subject. Now, we are having so many domains in nephrology, and it is not possible to finish studying these things in 3 years. It's almost like we have to do one more course after nephrology because transplant is so different from dialysis, and dialysis is so different from CRRT, and CRRT is very different from glomerulus, and everything is different from intervention nephrology. So, we are having so many domains and realms in the subject. So, when you set out for this subject, did you have doubts like, many people resort to endocrine, rheumat, etc., because they're more easier, more easy to do, more easy to juggle around with life. Nephrology is always deemed as the tough specialty. So people generally, even when I was preparing, used to kind of like say, is required to go the tough route? So why do you feel that okay, I have to do nephrology? What made you think that yes, that is the subject forward?
Sir, for nephrology, I mean, there are three, four things. First of all, I'm greatly inspired by you. The other thing was you always mentioned the, I mean, the personality traits you need to join a specialty. Before every
Yeah,
video, before endo, you have mentioned what endocrinologist traits, nephrologist traits. So looking at my residency, I've always enjoyed working in casualty. I've always enjoyed seeing peripheral calls, be it in OBGY, orthopedic surgery. So that part of my residency has given me more thrill. And also treating patients on dialysis, maintenance, hemodialysis. We have so many patients in Aurangabad also,
yeah, correct.
huge bulk of patients. We used to do 20, 30 dialysis per day. So
Wow,
those patients getting treated and going back home, that was more rewarding for me.
correct.
I mean, a critical patient comes today, he receives dialysis and walks back home the other day.
Yeah,
So I felt that was more rewarding and it gave me more happiness. I wanted to continue the same branch and learn more and more about it.
wonderful. Yeah, that's I think the perfect attitude to have now going to a subject like nephrology, which has so many domains. Obviously, the attitude has to be that nephrology is my priority in life. Now, I have always said that in the videos also. Nothing comes to me in life more important than nephrology. It's not something that I thought about when I was a UG student as an AA, but like over a period of time, what has happened is that it's come into my system so much that I think if I don't do nephrology, I miss it so badly. I think if I don't miss anything else in life so badly. So I think that is basically your most important part. Now, when in talking about preparation per se, so you've actually done from Aurangabad. I don't know what is the culture over there. Do your seniors prepare beforehand? Is there a culture of going, completing, and then going for DM? What is the general trend in your college? How do you guys
Sir,
generally do the course?
people are always focusing during those 3 years only you prepare for super specialty and try and get a seat in first attempt itself. But I
Okay,
think from 2019 onwards, everywhere it was even out because of COVID. 2 years, everywhere it was the same.
yeah,
So I started preparing for super specialty, or rather super specialty. I would say I joined Marrow app in my second year of PG, second year,
oh,
third year. This was the
yeah,
third time I subscribed for Marrow.
yeah.
I used it since second year
Like,
onwards.
what
Everybody
is your
there does this.
you used to actually watch video full on and you make notes and you study, or you are like selective with respect to watching video?
No, sir, selective. Initially, I started according to the case to case basis. The cases initially for first 6 months, what I was able to see. I mean, first year you don't get much of a time, so you
Yeah,
watch videos and you understand the concepts. But from second year onwards, when we had COVID postings, we got enough amount of time to sit and study. So then
Okay.
I started revise the videos and took out the notes.
Oh, fine. So, what is that you actually like in the videos? Is it the content per se, or you feel like it saves a lot of your time? You don't have to
Sir,
read the textbook, or you feel it is a
both.
substitute for textbook?
Uh, I would say it is an, I mean, add-on to the textbook.
Okay.
The content itself is very, very good. I mean, it has covered everything. I started to read Harrison also initially,
Okay.
but after a few months, I realized that I was not able to revise and not able to recollect. And I
Yeah.
started seeing your videos. I think, I mean, the at the end of the day, I was better able to recollect from the videos. So I
Right.
exclusively followed videos from them.
And I'm not a fan of Harrison nephrology chapter per se. Harrison has written some chapters well, but nephrology is very pathetic, I feel. I have never
It's
been able
very
to
small.
strike, and basic things I feel are not in sync with what we do in the hospital. So that's why we have tried to follow mostly Fihali. Fihali has been our bread and butter book since PG times. And of course, few inputs from Brenner, because Brenner is, it's not possible to do Brenner in toto. So that way. What has been your reading pattern or your reading habits per se from PG times? Like you are a big follower of Harrison and sit and read Harrison, or you are
No,
not
no,
a
no,
fan
sir.
of reading so much. How is your learning
It's
pattern?
difficult for me to sit and study and complete textbook cover to cover. I've not been able to do that. I've tried it so many times. I've started it, but I failed.
Yeah,
The more easier thing for me was to follow the videos and read the notes. That I was able to revise and again. And
again and again.
since I
Yes,
had qualified three times, I knew I was only few questions away from getting to the interview. So I
exactly.
focused areas which were of weakness. I mean, general medicine, I revised more. Topics which I could not recollect, I started seeing from other videos. Like I told you, for transplant, I went back to rheumatology, saw immunology, again came back
Correct.
to transplant. That helped me remember things in a better way.
That's a way.
And just
Correct.
before exam, I was able to revise in last 15 days twice, thrice. So
Wow.
having those notes, having those videos was very crucial.
That's actually the trait of a nephrology person. Nephrology people are very restless. We can't sit at a place. I have tried, as you said, so many number of times, sit at a place and take a textbook and read. And I have failed miserably. And I've never been able to find any kind of sync with any such textbook during PG. During MBBS, I could read Dingra like that, or maybe Das like that, because those are easy to read, very nice books.
Same.
But yeah, medicine, when you come to PG times, there is not even a single book I can think like that, because we have to pass the final year exam. I took a Kundu, and not that I liked Kundu, but then okay, itna to we have to know to pass the exam,
Yes,
like
yes.
that way. So that was the primary aim of setting up this SS app, to help people who are not able to read anything. So that at least, okay, I don't have to read. This will be kind of a substitute for me to learn from. So that's the whole thing. Now, as far as the exam weightage goes in again, what do you feel? We have a lot of chapters in nephrology. If a student is now thinking about starting, how would you rate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order of importance? What are the
Correct.
must
This session I could, I mean, easily recollect. Even before you started the nephrology videos, you mentioned the topics. I mean,
Yeah,
I think that was in recall videos. The
yeah,
majority of questions will be on glomerular diseases. I think we had 3 to 4 questions from those last two videos in glomerular section, rare
yeah.
glomerular disorders and familial glomerular
Global
disorders.
syndromes. Yeah,
Yes. So more focus was on topics like SLE, vasculitis, glomerular
exactly.
disorders, and then they will also ask always about ABG, ECG,
Easy, correct.
and from general medicine part, some toxicology will come. They will ask adverse effects of some drugs. This time around, they ask about amiodarone. So even
Correct,
if you keep working in words, you keep revising those. I mean, I
correct.
could not imagine me going back and sitting and reading about paraquat, again revising about it. Just because I
Okay,
had seen 7 days before, so I knew I discussed with my juniors. So I know this is what is to be done, this is what is not to be done. So even
fine.
that helps.
Yes, very good. So, what about dialysis? Because many students find it hard to study dialysis. So, like, how much was the representation in the paper? Did they ask seriously about dialysis, or were just like
No,
superficial
sir,
questions?
not much. I think the videos and the topics that you covered about complications, I mean, the procedure, they won't ask in depth, only basics about dialysis. And also
That's
for transplant, they won't ask much. I mean, criteria sometimes they might ask,
yeah,
uh,
that's all.
not more in detail. I think the videos were sufficient for me.
Yeah, so that's I think been the change, in trend. When I was preparing and giving the exam in 2015, we needed to actually buy Dogita's Handbook of Dialysis and study that book in toto, cover to cover, to even think of writing an institute exam. We had this Donovich Handbook for transplant. I had to buy that book and learn that book in toto. And we wouldn't understand it properly because as a PG, we know, okay, transplant is going on in the department, but we are not directly in touch. So, like, that is the part we used to find most difficult because glomerulus and other things are medicine per se. So, it
Yes.
comes to you more naturally. The other part is the one which is more tough. Now, did they ask you anything with respect to pediatrics? Did you have any questions with respect to pediatric nephrology inside this? No,
No, sir, I don't recollect. No.
not reflect. So
But
that is the
even if it would have been, I mean,
it
I
would have been
was able to answer. I think there is fair share of for nephrology questions as compared to general medicine. It is 50-30 or 60-20.
yeah.
So nephrology, I was better able to do. General medicine, I made few mistakes, but I think the
That's okay.
total was
Nephrology is your strong zone. Now, this is
yes.
a question that again many people ask. Now, NEET में there are so many seats and there are so many good colleges offering DM nephrology course for NEET, like Madras Medical College, your own KEM Bombay, and so many colleges, Stanley Medical College, etc., etc. So there we are having much more options and much more seats and much more chances. So Ki, when we try for INA, aren't we taking a huge chance or a huge gamble? And as it happened in your case, Ki, your NEET rank may actually drop also. So this is a question which students want me to ask every one of the toppers. So what is your take on that? You went the abnormal route, not abnormal route, hard route, not the easy route. So what is your take on
No, sir, I don't think. I mean, even if I was going to appear for it, I would have followed the same thing. Uh,
that? Okay,
More so, I would have completed other specialties as well, like
yeah,
gastro, cardio. I was not able to complete those entirely, but I have seen those videos also. And I think even if I do that, I will be able to do better. Just because I could not get a good rank, that does not mean I had studied well and then I
yeah,
failed
true,
there.
yeah,
Always there might be some mistake from my side also. I was not be able to better revise. I was not able to complete the entire syllabus what I had planned for. And
yeah.
also there are some, I mean, apart from academics, you have other responsibilities and things to take care of. So sometimes even that matters.
So that
So
that's zone.
I had taken this plan for a year. So my plan was till November. I was preparing for NEET only, but I decided every exam that comes in my way, I will be giving those exams.
Yeah. You were
So
talking about other
for the
responsibilities. I'm very sure that in your preparation, your family would have been of immense support. Just talk us through your family, the members in your family, and how supporting they've been through this journey.
they have been very very much supporting, sir. They, I mean, everything I've asked them for, I want to prepare again, I want to study this, I won't be doing much of the other, I mean, looking after other responsibilities which can be taken care of by other family members. So they
Yeah.
have been very very supportive. I mean, I cannot thank them enough.
Wow, wonderful. So, like now that you have completed 12 years no, into this profession, and you just think about where you placed yourself while joining KEM as a very naive person, 18 years old maybe, and then now 12 years old. Yeah, what do you feel through this journey of 12 years? There are so many people, I think 23 lakhs or so have given me 2G this year. So many people, I think, especially from your state, will be looking up to you like more like a person they want to look up to, like a role model kind of thing. So, what is your take on it? How has been the journey? And when you look back, what do you feel basically now that you have reached the
uh,
premier institute in the country? Say, बड़ा तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. So, what do you feel that way?
I feel very blessed, sir. I mean, the journey has been amazing. I took it one step at a time. When I was in 10th, I planned ki this place I wanted to do 11th and 12th, so I achieved that. When I went there, I was in an environment which told me to try and get to KM. When I was in
Yes,
KM, they motivated me. The environment there was ki, no, you need to up your scale, you need to be more. There, I understood the medicine I wanted to pursue. So then
yeah,
I chose medicine. And when I started doing medicine, then again, you are in that environment, people will keep motivating you. And as I said
yes,
at the start, ki this branch and this field is never ending. So
yes.
why not keep learning, keep learning? And I don't think, I mean, anything should, other than academics, should be stopping us from achieving as much better as we can in the field.
Wow, that's wonderful. I think the same tempo should be going on because these are the kind of nephrologists whom we need. Our country is actually looking out for such nephrologists. We are having, actually speaking, a lot of students who come into MBBS, then they come into PG, but they are really kind of wanting to see how much they can earn out of this, how better they can take up their quality of life to another level, and they want to kind of look out for this work-life balance. But I feel work-life balance is a myth. If you are a proper true nephrologist and you are true to self, then there is nothing like that. Because if you love nephrology, then your first priority, second priority, everything is nephrology, correct? And as you know, in nephrology, we are dealing with patients who are like critically ill. So then, what is this space about? What is this talk about work-life balance? I don't understand. So I think your attitude is perfectly set, and I think you should be gearing up for another course also, because now we are almost in
Definitely,
the
definitely.
middle of, yeah, either you have to specialize in transplant or in critical care or in what is intervention nephrology, something like that. So I think that is a great decision. And what do you actually like? Kind of, if I'm asking you, my aims a bit too premature sometimes, but like your aims out of this course now in the coming 3 years, what do you envisage to basically learn in these 3 years? Now you have studied some nephrology, basically theory mostly, and some practical dialysis part, etc. But where do you see your future as a nephrologist? Which is your area or zone you have identified so far as far as nephrology is concerned?
Majority of the time it is said that nephrology is a continuation to general medicine.
Yeah,
But as you have said that the general nephrology part is the same, but hemodialysis and transplant is completely new science. So I'm more excited and willing to learn more about the specialties. And
correct.
once I get into that course, I get to see what people are doing, what are the other options available. I think then I will be able to better decide what more to look after DM.
Yeah,
I mean, then I will have an opportunity to attend so many conferences, speak to
exactly.
so many. Yes,
Yeah,
looking
and
forward
hopefully
to.
we will also meet up for some ISN. ISN is
Sure,
our Indian
sure.
Nephrology. So Indian Society of Nephrology's meetings happen every year. We have our national conference sometime in December. So hopefully
Looking
next,
forward to meeting you, sir.
yeah, hopefully. So wonderful, man. Talking to you was a real pleasure. You're very practical and very straightforward, genuine person. I think who upholds what we talk about in the videos a lot of times. The perpendicular distance is the shortest distance, and I think you are a person who takes only the perpendicular distance. That's what I understood out of the discussion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. So wonderful discussing with you, and all the best for your tenure at Ames, and hopefully it's a really fruitful one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye bye.